Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, guys.
All right, before anyone says anything, this is my new camo from now on, guys. A suit and a tie. Hey. Anyways, I'm heading to work instead of the bush for once. Contrary to a popular belief, I do actually have a job, guys. The bush doesn't pay my bills. Anyways, I wanted to start this video with a little differently this time because before we talk about hunting or the bush or any of that, there's something that's been weighing on me heavily. What happened recently at Bondi was utterly heartbreaking. A senseless act that took innocent lives and literally shook the whole country. My deepest condolences go out to the victims and their families and everyone who have been affected. No words can undo that kind of loss, in my opinion. I also wanted to be very clear that what those individuals did was completely and utterly unacceptable. It was completely un-Islamic. It has no place in Islam whatsoever, none, period. Islam is very, very clear on this. The Quran teaches us that whoever takes an innocent life, it is as if they have killed the whole of humanity. And whoever saves a life, it is as if they have saved all of humanity. That's not an interpretation. That's literal lines, literal scripture. So there is no room for interpretation out of this. Violence against innocent people is a complete betrayal of Islam's teachings. And I sincerely hope that the person responsible faces the strongest possible consequences under the law, because actions like these don't just harm the victims, they have a ripple effect outward. They affect families, communities, and countless peace-loving Australians who quietly go about their lives doing the right thing. Especially in the wake of this, who have been affected have been the firearm owners and Muslims. I am a Muslim. I am also an Australian. I love my religion and I love this country. Australia has given me an opportunity, safety, and a place to build a life. In return, I give my hard work and my respect for the Australian values. And in these sort of times, what's going to happen is division. Listening more than shouting. Standing together rather than pulling. That should be the main thing that we all need to focus on. Anyways, that was just I just wanted to start the video with that, which brings me to the hunt. So this hunt, it was a 7-day hunt with a group of like-minded hunters. Some of them were beginners, and some of them were experienced hunters in the bush. So it was not about taking animals. It was more than that. A big part of this trip was mentoring, sharing knowledge, and helping the newer hunters or the upcoming hunters or the next generation of hunters understand what ethical hunting really looks like. And the key was patience, respect, and responsibility for the bush. We've spent long days in the bush, learned a lot from each other, built something special around the camp. By the end of this end of the trip, we had a total tally of, I think, if I get it right, about 4 sambar and 3 fallow, who were, and none of the meat was wasted. It was shared between all the people who are, I think there were about 40 people who turned up, so it was shared among everyone. No one went home without meat. Because the hunt was so long, I have to break it down into 2 parts. So I genuinely hope that you guys enjoy watching it as much as I had enjoyed living it and putting it together for you guys. Right? Anyways, it's time for my meeting, so I better head out now. All right, guys. I'll see you guys out in the bush, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And so it begins. First morning of the trip. Forecast says that the rain will be raining around 11, so we have a good amount of time. We just parked up the car. Now walking towards where we think looked like a promising area. This is gonna be a tough hike. Thought of glassing, sitting in glassing, but I was too restless, I guess. I just wanted to stalk. It looks like a beautiful area. It's so beautiful out here. It's bloody cold, bloody cold. I didn't expect it to be this cold during this time of the year. But anyways, so the plan is that the ground is very crunchy. We noticed that, so we're not gonna walk for like 5 minutes and then sit, find a good vantage point and sit and wait for another 10 minutes. That'll be the strategy here, because if you're gonna keep on walking, you're gonna make a lot of ruckus. Deer don't walk that way. They don't walk like human beings from point A to point B. They're walking, stopping, looking around, mooching around, and then walk again. So we just need to try and mimic that in this type of country, where it's very crunchy. Alright, there's a steep hill coming up. I'm gonna go and let's see you. Hopefully we get lucky, inshallah. So we've pumped the red's just over the hill over there. We're just gonna get to the top of the hill, check the wind, and we're just gonna flank and sit. Okay, so we're just gonna read the wind when it's up the top, and then we'll find our post. Do we keep following this game ground to go up there? Yeah, we'll go up there, and then we'll just take the wind to go up there. Okay, let's go, bismillah. What do you reckon that is? It's right. We're on the right track then. They seem fresh. We're on the right track. We're sitting on this very, very steep face. And we're glassing the creek below us. It's nice and open, lush green creek. And then at the opposite face as well, it's nice, small pockets, open pockets. We're hoping to see some movement. It's about 4:30. So the deer would be up and feeding now. It's not raining. The clouds have cleared up, but it is sort of windy. So we're looking for those silent pockets. And the way we look for that is maybe a glassing. We look at areas where the trees are moving and the areas where there is no movement of trees or leaves. So I'll be focusing my glassing on areas where there will be less movement of the trees and the leaves. first light hitting the face of the mountain, the face of the valley. That's where the deer want to be in the morning, taking that warmth. Now it's just a matter of waiting. Inshallah, we'll have something coming over from that side. What's the range? Now it's in clear opening. Do you see it now? यार मेरी स्कूल में नहीं आ रहा कौवा. I think still running. So the morning session was quite productive. There were quite a few deer that we spotted, and although they were a bit, ideally I would have, my style of hunting is sort of trying to close the gap, but when you have a long range capability, you try to take that chance as well. So brother Andy was taking the shots, but then and it was good thing is it was a clean miss, although which is a good thing. It wasn't injured or anything. So what do you think happened out there?
Yeah, it was an unfortunate event. I think for the hunters, the best part is to follow the process, and
Especially when it comes to long range shooting.
yes, it definitely it is. And if it is foggy, always try to clear the fog first before ranging it, because if you range between fog, your range equipment will never give you a right sort of readings.
And your range, and when you're taking a longer range shot like 400 plus, correct ranging is the most important thing.
Absolutely,
of the
it's
process.
essential, and you have to read the wind, temperature, and the pressure, and the elevation, like your sea level elevation. If you are, for example, where we are, if the sea level elevation is, let's say, 700 from the sea, so you have to make sure that your shot is adjusted in a way that when you are shooting an angular shot, that shot actually lands to your point of aim. So whatever event happened.
So does it make a massive difference? Say I'm at zero elevation in 700.
Yeah.
So that makes a massive.
It does. It does. When you have pressure, your bullet actually get the bullets from the from the point where you release the bullet and the point of aim. In between, lots of things can deviate. Your pressure, your wind. So if your wind is deviating and you haven't calculated or about the wind, what will happen? Wind will throw your
Blow
shot.
it away, yeah.
And beyond 250, that's like a inch
Yeah,
deviation. And
yeah.
when you are reaching to 400 meters, you already deviated 12 inches. So yeah,
Okay.
you have to always factor in, follow the process, never throw away the process. Yeah, and
Okay.
be comfortable when you are shooting.
When you're shooting, that's the most important thing, I guess. Like I said, I'm not comfortable. I've never shot anything beyond 250 meters, so I am. That's my thing. But then there are capabilities to stretch your limits. Especially when you're in a challenging terrain where crossing, from gully to gully shots.
Yeah.
You have to have that capability. But then it's a good lesson. At the end of the day, I think it wasn't game over. The deer still didn't know that we were there. But then, we didn't want to put more pressure by shooting more, so we just moved forward. Anyways,
That's
now
right.
it's that's history. Now it's we're here at another spot. Inshallah, let's see. Hopefully, we catch on to something. All right. Bismillah. Good shot, brother. Good shot. This is smelling as hell. There is a stag activity over here. I'm gonna put the camera here now. Definitely worth putting a camera here. I'm gonna get him, inshallah. We're gonna get him soon. So that wallow, while following that trail, while we found that wallow, there's heaps of sign, heaps of droppings along the way. And it has led us to this nice open clearing that is next to pine on one side, native on one side, and this field and this nice open clearing on one side. So there are three different habitats that are coming together on this very spot, plus the sign as a recipe for success. I'm really hopeful that something will turn up, but let's see. It can come from any direction. You just have to wait and see. Bismillah. sign always to know that there's deer there in this section, but no, 0 bucks. In the last slide, we saw a couple of fallows again last night, like yesterday, but then they were just too far to do anything. By the time we would have closed the distance, it would have been dark, so there was no point. So if we see something today within our range, inshallah we're gonna take it. So this morning we're just gonna sit in class and not move in class in the place that we saw the first fallow yesterday, and see if she decides to come back, or maybe some more decide to come back, and then we'll see if we can close the gap between the two of us. All right. I just took a shot at one of the fallow. There were about 6, 7. The one I shot fell in its spot. And the rest of them, they're still hanging up over there. And they're barking. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that, but I just heard one. Oh, so many game turtles inside this creek. I've got to go across that thing. This looks really sketchy. Alright, found her. She was moving slightly, so I had to take a follow-up shot on her. Shot her on the neck. It's completely shattered, so I'm not really showing the gory part, just to save meat. Assalamualaikum. How do you say?
Brother Salah, this is his first D and it's a Sambar D. How happy he is. We're happy for you, Salah. Stay there.
Ah, done. Everything.
Finally.
All done by Salah.
They're using the up tape.
I'm a bit tired today. Had to skip the morning session because I was just not able to get up. I'm now well rested, and we have about 3 hours of daylight left, and we are heading in there. The thick stuff. It was a hot day today, so the deer will be coming down to drink water. At least that's what I think, because that's what I would do. When it was hot, we drink water. Deer, the same. Pretty much, in my experience, deer do a lot of similar things as us. If it's hot, they go find shade. If it's cold, they come into the sun. And if they're thirsty, they stay close to water. So that's the logic I'm applying. And let's see. I'm with Uzair. This time he's got his 45-70. I've got my 300 Win Mag with me. So let's see. Let's hope we have a good session, inshallah. So we stumble across this very, very nice open swampy area in between thick bush. The ground is very crunchy, so we decided not to move any further and just sit tight over here. Because we have a good view on the front. Anything coming down from the gully there, and we have a good view of the wide creek on the left-hand side. Well, this is the best chance we have got right now. Rest is up to Allah. If it is in our fate to have a Sambar today, we will get it. If not, alhamdulillah. So far the trip has been great, so I don't have any complaints. Now this is just time in the bush, learning as much as we can, and just having a good time with your best friends. That's hunting. It just feels so good, so good to be here. Anyways, enough of this. Back to hunting. See ya. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this hunt, you can check out more videos on my channel, Khan Adventures. Please make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, and keep up to date on all my hunting adventures.